Hey everybody, my name is Charlie, and welcome to the release 1.0 version of Cartel Tycoon. Played this twice on the channel so far, was a lot of fun before. This has a ton of changes compared to the beta that we played before, the early access, whatever, that we played like a year and a half ago, or 2 years ago. It's been a while. For this playthrough, what I'd like to do is I'd like to challenge myself. There's a lot of stuff that's been added to the game. A whole new tech tree system is installed, and there's also now enemy gangs that will come and try to compete with you and attack you. So you have to actually fight for your position in this 80s themed sort of drug distribution business. We'll go with, yeah, we have a product, and we're going to be using this game as a business simulator to distribute our product. Special thank you to Tiny Build for sponsoring this video. I do appreciate that, and I hope that I don't die because I'm going to set it up fairly challenging. Not maybe as challenging as many other players do, but it's certainly not going to be normal settings. So we're going to go with new game. I asked a poll on the community tab for the YouTube channel, and it seems most of you would like to skip the story parts of it and go right into sandbox gameplay. I can appreciate that. I'm kind of a story person myself, but I will, I admit there's a lot of stoppages in dialogue and stuff that goes with stories and stuff. The story's more fleshed out, new characters, everything is different now than from before. So it is a different story than the last playlists and stuff we've done, but I can appreciate where you're coming from there. So if you want to experience the story, hopefully there's another creator out there that will show you that. It's going to be the same regardless of whatever creator you choose, probably, although there are branching decisions that you can do in these stories as well. We're going to go with sandbox, and we make the rules, we break the rules. I'm not a masochist, so I'm not going to go survival, especially since a lot of stuff has changed, but we're going to go here. These are the settings that we're going to be going with for this, okay? Our cartel name is La Fedora. We're going to use this gold little hand here as our symbol. We're going to play as Cesar Garcetti. Okay. Since becoming estranged from his mother at a young age, Cesar lived a large period of his life as a transient with nothing but to his name, but the clothes on his back and the sickly taste of communion wine on his lips. Comes from a religious family. He loves his mama. Okay. Now, that doesn't really matter very much since we're in sandbox mode, but a lot of that stuff is referenced in the story as you play. You play as Cesar Garcetti in the original campaign called Needs and Fears. So he's the main character in that. We're going to be starting in a region that is considered hard. And I don't know about this because it's going to mean a slower start, but if we're successful, then it also means that it just makes us feel better about ourselves, right? We're gonna have just a river pier as a smuggling point. It's located in this spot right here, okay? Just the river pier. Now, there's a lot of different areas you can go to, and they have various different challenge ratings from easy, normal, hard, and then this one here is considered unbeatable. But I'm kind of trying to lean towards a little bit more challenge this time. Because the last few times I felt like the game was a little bit easy. It was all about just like the only difficult parts there were was like ratios and trying to get the math right between buildings and everything. With this one, I kind of like want to move beyond that and sort of say, how hard is it really in the 80s to make it as the drug kingpin in the world, right? So that's kind of what we're going for here. Take a look at the advanced settings. What we're going to do is we're going to shift this to hard, but then I'm going to tweak these settings to my own tastes, okay? So we're not going to start with a basic hard preset. We're going to customize this a little bit, okay? What is that sound? It's a boat, but it sounded like a cow for a little bit there. Anyway, if by the time I'm done configuring this, you would like to play with the exact same settings, there's a hash that will be generated here as we tweak it. It'll get changed as we tweak it. There's a hash that will be here, and that hash is in the description below this video. If you'd like to start your own game with the exact same settings that we are, you can simply copy the hash that's in the description and paste it into here, okay? So, first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna turn Iron Man off. As a content creator, the idea that something outside my control could, like with a game or a bug or just my computer crashing or losing power or whatever, and the idea that something outside my control could completely remove my save file and or corrupt my ability to continue my content is too risky. So we're turning Iron Man off. But Obviously, honest man is something that's there. And if you didn't trust me already, you wouldn't be watching my channel. Or maybe you're new here, in which case, welcome. You can trust me, I swear, wink. Okay, so everything else so far is what is normally on the hard difficulty. We're going to change this a little bit. We're going to take the hiring delay. This is how long it takes to fill empty hiring slots. We're going to bring that down to 80%. I was going to do 100, but I just kind of flowed my mouse to 80, and I really don't think it makes that much of a difference. So we're just going to bring it down to 80. That's fine. Growing zone is going to bring it to moderate, and we're also going to take the research cost and bring that down to 100% as well. We're going to leave the construction duration. I think that's probably fine with me. I don't really care how long it takes. This does make it harder if it takes longer to build your stuff. I get that, but it also potentially slows down the series a little bit. I guess we'll go like 150%. How about that? We have all these other things that are just 100%. Starting attention. We're not gonna change any of these things. Again, all these settings as they currently are how they set it up in hard, so it's fine. We are going to change the where is it? Okay, so I'm changing gangs a little bit here. We're going to take the starting gang minimum power and bring it down to 6. The starting gang maximum power, we're going to bring that down to 9. And then we're going to take the gang allegiance and we're going to bring that down to 30%. So what I've done here is I've made the minimum power of enemy gangs lower, the maximum power of enemy gangs at the start lower, but I've also made them hate me more. So it'll be harder to make friends with them, but they're not quite as dangerous as they would have otherwise been. In fact, let me just bump that to 10. Fine. Okay, so we have everything else going to stay the same. Lieutenant non-payment allegiance decrease. We're going to bring that down to 100 again. And I'm also going to remove... we're going to keep losing regions on Empire Destruction, but I'm also going to remove arrests, burns, and I'm going to leave raids. What this is if your leader dies and a new capo takes his place, what happens to your stuff? I don't want there to be like, oh, your leader died, so every single thing you own just gets destroyed and burned. That doesn't make any sense to me. But losing some territory, that makes sense. Having some of your buildings raided by people who want to take your stuff during the chaos, that makes sense as well, okay? So we're going to have all that stuff happening. Empire Destruction, I'm going to bring this to normal. And then building construction limit. I'm not sure what this is. If disabled, there will be no limit on the number of the same buildings. Oh yeah, I don't know why I would want to limit that. How does that make it more difficult? I'm going to turn that off. I don't know why that would be a thing. I don't know. I mean, I guess if like I want one more opium farm and I'm not allowed to do it, I just feel like it's a little weird. Very weird restriction. Okay, so I think this is the settings that we're going to play as. Now, I'm going to tab out really quick just so I can take this, copy it, and put it in the description. But that's the settings we're going to do. It's La Fadora in Cerro Tacarina. And again, special thank you, Tiny Build. You didn't have to. You didn't have to sponsor this, but you chose to. And I really do appreciate it. So I'm going to hit this button. But before I do that, I'm going to tab out. So that's if you see a cut in the video, that's why. Let's go. All right. Like I said, the game has changed a lot since the last time we played it. And I think it's going to offer a pretty great challenge. It's going to be a little slower at the start because that's just how hard mode is. But I think it's going to just give the game a chance if you've never seen it. It's a business simulator with a 1980s drug cartel theme, okay? Basically, it's Pablo Escobar simulator, business simulator. Okay, yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Pablo Escobar business simulator. There you go. All right, so we are starting in this town. We have a hotel established. We start with $50,000 of dirty money and $50,000 of legal money. These two resources are somewhat interchangeable, but certain things can only be paid with legal money. So you want to use dirty money as much as you can, just provided that dirty money is more difficult to use and legal money being easier to use, but also harder to get. So there's extra steps involved in getting your legal money, right? Because our products are not legal. Now, I've not seen this map yet for our starting locations, so I am going to take a look at it really quick. We have some stuff owned by enemy gangs. Farm 2. Ooh, fancy Farm 2s. We can take over these territories. I think that's probably something we're going to do. Transport companies over here. We have some a drying rack here. And the warehouse that these things are being run by, or managed by, I guess, is in a completely different zone. This is a neutral zone. So we have basically one zone here that's neutral, and then it looks like every other territory is owned by an enemy gang. So that's going to make things a lot more difficult. I guess this one here is neutral too. Yeah, if we want to get a broad view of the whole map, we could just click this view here, and you can see that pretty much everybody hates us except these two regions, so fun times. Okay, so let's take a look at where our smuggling points are. I think it's important to know where our product's going, and this is the only thing we have. It's a river pier, and it starts in ruins. We have to actually fix it up. Now, river pier is not the same as a seaport. The river pier is going to allow us to smuggle illegal products, just like our own aerodrome if we had one. It just goes by sea this way too. So I need to fix it up in order to be able to actually move anything through this. And you can see all the different specifications that it has, how much of each product it's able to move. Right now it's 0, but if we upgrade it to actually fix it, then it unlocks all those kinds of things there. We need to do a couple of other things too before we really get going, and I have it paused so that we don't run the clock right now because we have competition now. So think of it like civilization, right? If I'm sitting here explaining things to you and the clock is running, the AI is just getting stronger and I'm not. Although that's a turn-based game, so not quite the same case. I think go StarCraft instead then. Anyway, so what we're looking at here is the new research tree, and it is way different than it was in the last playlist. There's an actual tree to this now, and it is more expansive. It used to be that you selected something to research, and that either gave you a new product unlocked or a new structure. Usually it was a new structure, and by way of that new structure, you got access to a new product. Now, way more complicated. You can expand the efficiency of those various different mechanisms. You can expand the capacity of them. You can get a whole lot more stuff, all right? So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pay legal money to unlock the transport company. This is what we need to automate our exports. So I'm going to go ahead and get that as our first research. And although there is a transport company right here, I guess I really didn't need to unlock that yet, did I? Although if I'm going to do it way over here, then that's like a long way to get to this, and I'm thinking I'm going to need to diversify my product offerings a little bit more than just selling cannabis. So we have at the top of the left corner of the screen the current prices per unit of various different goods. Okay, so heroin is here, cocaine, methamphetamines, you have dried cannabis, and opium, and this is how much you can get per unit on these on the market. Okay. You also have vegetables, coffee. These are legal goods over here. Avocados, chicken, quinoa, dog food, spices, sauce. You have consoles, like video game consoles, as well as televisions. And that's how much they each cost at the time. Okay? So if you want to smuggle things out of big piers, this is mostly for new players. If you want to smuggle products out of legal places, like the seaport over here, things that are like regulated and have like government officials looking at it regularly, you need to mask your stuff. You need to basically package your illegal products in with legal products so that it looks like you're shipping coffee, for example, not shipping, opium in coffee, right? So you have to basically smuggle it in that way. But if you're going to be exporting through a pier like this, you don't need to do that. Same thing if you have your own airport, aerodrome, you don't need to do that if you have that. So I think to start things off here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up opium. We do have some farms over here that look like they were growing some other stuff, which is kind of interesting, although I can't see what they were growing. But these are seized by federales already. And as you can tell, it's very expensive to get these buildings back, $48,000. Get these buildings back. I don't think it's worth paying to get those out, at least. If we have a lot of money, then maybe I will, but I don't think it's worth it. What I'll do instead then is we're going to start growing some opium over here. And I'm only doing this so that I have multiple products, although multiple smuggling points. I actually don't know how much this is going to be able to kick out. Maybe I should just do this first. Let's do this first. I don't know how much money I'm going to have. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move my leader dude And I'm going to move him over here so I can, quote unquote, liberate this area, okay? So we're going to liberate this field by basically attacking it. My combat strength is 3, and the people who are guarding this is a 1. So right away, I can beat this. So I'm going to head over here and liberate this field. Now this does 2 things. It starts an encounter, okay? And you can see if I click this, this is how it's going, okay? And it's moving this direction because I'm stronger. But the other thing that's happening while this is happening and taking place is that the terror level is going up. So you have 2 bars over here at the top right. You have loyalty and terror. And you can see right now, the terror level is going up. You have 5 different layers of terror. And generally you want to keep this down, all right? If you raise terror all the way to max, basically your capo will die. They'll come in, they'll raid you, you'll die, okay? So you don't want to raise the terror all the way up. You want to keep it managed. Some of your lieutenants like it to be a certain level of terror. And so when you get to the point where we are starting to hire new lieutenants, which I can do out of the hotel right now, this is our mayor, Manuel Pepe. This is our mayor. If you get to the point where you are starting to hire lieutenants like this, some lieutenants that you hire like a certain level of terror. These 2 are not one of those. So I can recruit these guys for free if I want to now, and I really should, because their upkeep being free is great. Each one of these guys has deliver skills. I like this. We also have, as they level up and get promoted, we also have other types of skills here. So Opium Cultivator gets a bonus. Green Fingered decreases production interval by 25% while at a farm. That's pretty good. Tariq here has Cannabis Cultivator and Cocoa Cultivator. That's pretty sweet. So I think to start things off, since I'm most likely going to be... Well, their upkeep is free, so can I do both? I may not be able to have both. So they both have the exact same combat abilities. So I think I'll start with Tariq here. In the future, this lieutenant may become a new capo, yes. Okay, so that warning basically said, if your capo dies, this guy might be the new one. So you have to pick people that you know, like the traits of, basically. This farm is ours now, so it's not on, so it's not taking any upkeep cost, but it's ours now. We took it over, and the terror level rose a little bit. If you get to this little hash mark, you can see these tiny little hash marks here. If we get to this hash mark, then the police, a building overflowing with illegal goods, would be arrested, okay? So we have a limited storage capacity in these buildings, and if you let them get too full, then, you know, bad things happen. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this building now. That'll probably, well, almost certainly will raise the terror level to where this police will happen here. But these things will cool off over time. Just have to give it time and they'll cool off. Okay, Pier, we're gonna go ahead and upgrade you. Now that takes legal money to do. So we have to be careful how much legal money we spend, because some things, like I said, require legal money. And legal money is easier to spend, but harder to get. And dirty money is easier to get, but harder to spend, because you have to physically move the money to that location. It's cash. It's untraced cash, okay? I can't just wire you the money. It's not in any bank. It's not washed yet. All right, so we've got these 2 fields. That could help us a little bit, but in order to use these 2 fields, we're gonna need a transport company. Now, I just did the research for transport company, which maybe wasn't the smartest thing to start my research on. However, now that I've done this, I can make it better by giving it a new delivery route if I choose to, which is kind of nifty. I can also go this way, which was required. I needed to get to the workshop if I want to smuggle through any other types of, like a seaport or airport or something. I need to have the workshop unlocked. And I couldn't get to that unless I got the transport company anyway. So it was something we had to do no matter what. It's just whether or not it was a good thing to do it now. I think I'm going to go ahead and take this transport company. I mean, I probably have to go ahead and take all this stuff, right? So why don't we get our other dude to come over here and take the dried cannabis? We have another lieutenant, we might as well use him. And then once we have the transport company set up, they can take the dried cannabis coming out of this and it will transport it over to the pier, which is way over here. Not great. Now, as we start to sell, we'll notice that the prices up here will fluctuate. If we start flooding the market with a lot of supply, the price of dried cannabis will go down. And so it's important to diversify your product offerings so that you don't saturate the market with one type of product. And that way you can keep your prices up. It's supply and demand, right? All right, we've taken the transport company, and the drying rack is almost ours. I can accelerate that by moving my capo over there. And we can take it a lot faster now. We have more strength in it. I'm hoping to take it before it gets to the second level of terror. Ooh, barely. Okay, so we got that right before that second level of terror. Now, this stuff should start cooling down over time as long as we don't do anything, okay? So if we don't start taking any buildings, we don't start being rough with everybody, it should calm down. So here's the river pier, and it has an empty storage right now. So we're going to try to get these buildings up online and operational so that we can use them. So first thing I'm going to do is put capo here. Let's put our other lieutenant in the city so that we don't lose control. Got to have somebody back at the city. Now I'm putting my capo here because he gets extra transports. So this building now has extra trucks because he's here. What I need to do also, though, in this area, in order to really use it effectively, is I need to have a warehouse. Now, this is the warehouse that's over here, but it's on the other side of the border, and I don't want to deal with that right now. So I'm going to build my own warehouse, and I'm going to build it right here, all right? Right in the center here. So we're going to take these sandy roads. I'm going to bring it straight to this road here. Then I'm going to go ahead and bring you like this. I'm going to go off of the road itself and not the building, just to kind of make that all connected nicely. And yeah, I'm just going to kind of do something like, I guess I'll do that, because this is all connected. Now, different roads have different speeds, okay? They can, so cars can travel a lot faster on these roads than they can on the sandy roads and stuff, right? But here's the thing. This building that I'm trying to build, it wants dirty money to build it, unless I want to pay legal money, in which case then I can just click this button and legal money is transferred, and ta-da, we have it built. I'd rather not do that. So in order to get this built, it costs $2,000. I'm going to take my lieutenant here. I'm going to tell him to move to the hotel, because the hotel is where our money is stored. There's 50,000 bucks in cash in here, okay? So what we want to do is we want to deliver, we're going to say $2,000. That's good enough, I think. It's close enough. Yeah, 2,025, good. And we're going to transfer that to the warehouse. Once the dirty money has been transferred, this building will start to build. That's what we want. Once that's taken care of, we want to go ahead and have the transport company. We're going to connect the transport company to the pier. And that's going to allow us to basically have trucks from the transport company to pick up stuff from the warehouse and take it to the pier, okay? And that's going to start our smuggling operations, which is great. Now, one other thing I need to do is I'm going to need a place to launder the money. When money comes into the pier, it needs to be laundered. It needs to be washed. Otherwise, it just gets stockpiled as dirty money, and there is a limit to that. The hotel can store a maximum of $65,000 in cash. So I've got to do something else with that, which brings us to our really brief tutorial on money laundering. So we have 2 extra slots here in town. That means we can have 2 different businesses in town. You have to build these with legal money. I guess some of these can be built with dirty, but it costs way more money. So if we can build them with legal money, I think it's probably a good idea, just because it costs a lot less to do. Some of these things, like stadiums, a little bit higher profile stuff, right? They have to be built with legal money, but I guess some of these things can be built with, I didn't know that, they can be built with dirty money too. So I think we're going to take something that has a decent capacity. The bank, we can't afford. A salsa club is interesting, but you notice that the upkeep is cash, so we have to upkeep it with dirty money, and we launder cash at 600 every 2 days. That's too slow. I need something that launders faster than that. Here's the casino. This launders much faster, but it takes 7 days to do it. So we get bigger bulk chunks of cash, but we get them less frequently. And it takes cash as upkeep. And I'm not sure what its current carrying capacity is. Medium, it says. So I don't know what that means, but taxi cab company is probably a good one to start with. It's cheap, and it also launders at 1,800 every 3 days, which is probably a good for our starting. I think the casino may be just a tad bit too much money. And it also has this $1,800 upkeep to where the taxi company is $600. So I kind of like this a little bit more for our size. I think this makes more sense. So we're gonna build a taxi company in here. Okay, so this is done, right? And we have the warehouse here. Now this warehouse is gonna need to go to the farms. So we're gonna turn these on. And right away, you can see that the warehouse are going to get to work. Now, what I'd like to do is move Cesar into here, because I'd really like to give the warehouse more trucks, not the transport company. The transport company has one truck to take products, and that's probably fine for now. I need logistics from these fields to be faster. Now, you'll notice right here, it's getting a little bit red, and that means that this thing is full, all right? There's more cannabis in here than it can hold. And that's because these things started with 49 out of 50, and the interval was already nearly full. So it's gonna pop out 19 cannabis every 6 hours, and it's gonna do it on two of them here, right? So we're gonna have a lot of cannabis, basically here. 38 cannabis every 6 hours. And so, or every 9 hours? Yeah, every 9 hours. 38 cannabis every 9 hours. That's what it is. I can do math. This requires 28. And I don't know if it's every, I don't know what the interval is on that. But notice how we are using right now legal money to maintain these things, okay? Legal money is easier to maintain things because you don't need to bring money to certain locations. But if we wanted to, we could take our lieutenant here, right? And again, move to the hotel. We could take our lieutenant here and say, hey, warehouse, you can hold up to $1,000 in cash. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to take, $1,000 in cash. This is probably fine. $943 in cash. And we're going to bring it to the warehouse. Now what we're going to do is we're going to shift these fields to be managed by dirty money, all right? And so what will happen now is that the warehouses can deliver money over here, I think. And maybe it's not the warehouse that does this. Maybe it's the residence that does this. I think it's the residence that does this. Yeah, maybe it's the hotel. Can I, connect to here. I think that's what does it. I might be wrong. I think I'm wrong on that. I think it's the residence that manages that. Let me go back to town here really quick, though. And so now we're able to manage all this stuff. Now, if I leave this overflowing for too long, this will get the Fed's attention. I don't want that. So I'm going to quickly move over here. We're going to grab the cannabis out of here. I'm going to take, 34 of it. And we're bringing it all the way over to the pier, all right? The pier is exporting the stuff for us. Currently, it says there's nothing to sell, and therefore, yeah. So all these things are going to stop operating now because they don't have the money. I haven't delivered the money to them yet, which is okay. I have product to sell anyway, but I would like them to constantly go. We have 30,000 in legal money, so I probably should just allow them to run forever, right? Yeah. This says it's paused. Building activity is on pause because it doesn't have... No. Oh, because you're like this. Okay. How come you don't have... How come you're paused? Why does it say you're paused? Also, there's a new icon over here. I'm trying to figure out what it is. Okay, so there's gangs fighting each other and taking control of territory. Nice. Not mine, though. Not yet, anyway. I'm trying to figure out why that says it's paused, because this pier should be working. The only thing I can think of is that it's not working because it says there's nothing to sell, which is weird. You should have stuff to sell. I just brought cannabis there. Are you telling me that No, you should absolutely be selling things. Let me take a look at it. 34 is in here. I don't have to store you in... Oh, you're off. Why are you off? I thought you were on. Oh, dang it. Wait a minute. I thought I turned this on. Never mind. I'm stupid. Never mind. Okay, that might be the reason why then. Yeah, it still says there's nothing to sell, which is weird because this thing should have the ability to... Oh, I get it. It's not... Okay, I messed it up. Okay, hang on. I messed it up, guys. It's like this. The can of... It needs to be dried first, you dummy. It needs to be dried first. So what I want to do is cargo on this. We're going to say none, and then I want to say dried cannabis is your only product. And that way it doesn't bring standard cannabis. It doesn't bring like the leaf to the pier because we can't sell the leaf. We have to sell it dried. Okay. Hopefully that changes things a little bit. So now we need to bring... No, you. Yeah, I think you already brought it there, didn't you? No? Well, once it gets that, once it brings the dried cannabis, there it is. Dried cannabis, it's gonna get us $2,100, okay, for the load we already did, okay? That's what we needed. I'm so silly. Okay, so once you're done with your delivery, I want you to move back over to the warehouse to provide extra logistics to the warehouse. Cool. Next research. We don't really need the workshop yet because we're smuggling out of a pier. We don't need to package it up with vegetables and everything just yet. We could maybe look into expanding deliveries, but I think the residence would be a really good idea to get. It'll move money around. It provides trucks for doing that. I think it's a good idea. The other thing we could maybe look into getting is to increase the capacity of our river pier, which might be more helpful because I can always add more farms. Although I can't actually add more products to sell because these fields are farm 2 and you need farm 2 in order to grow more cannabis. And I actually can't do that. I only have access to farm tier 1. So I can't build these. I can get them now, but I can't build them. So if I want to do my own farming operation and set up more farms, I have to do opium, which is not a big deal. The pier can still go ahead and do that. And so in order for the pier to do that, I need to expand its capacity. So I guess we'll go ahead and do that first. Now, I'm going to go ahead and add an opium operation. Now, there's not a lot of fertility for opium here. If I want to see what the fertility is, the soil quality layers and stuff, I can go ahead and click this button. And it will sort of show me that in a different system. So I can say cocoa. Okay, cocoa would be really good to grow around here. That's what these things were growing, is cocoa. So that's nice. They're right there on the fertility patches. Vegetables, this is a good place to grow vegetables if we ever want to expand that. We have coffee, not really good for this area. Avocados, nice. Quinoa would be a little bit better over here, it looks like. And then we have hydrochloric acid, methamphetamines, methylamine, and precursor, which is, these are just chemicals and stuff. So opium doesn't really have any advantages around here, but if I want to diversify my products and sell more stuff, this is the only types of fields that I can actually build. So we're gonna build a couple of opium fields. I'm gonna do it really close to the pier here. So I'm gonna say we build it like here, and let's start with 2 for now. I don't want to fill the pier because it becomes harder to manage if you go too big. So we're gonna make a road that goes like this for now. I'm gonna say just straight, or I won't. Why can't I build that road? Well, let me build a road. Why not? Oh, it has to be connected to something. That's how it works, right? No, it literally won't let me build this road. Oh, I think it's because, yeah, this is seized territory. I'm not allowed to build in here. Well, thankfully I can do this. We'll just do this. No? Really? Okay, what's going on here? I can do this, but I can't go off of the pier. That's weird, isn't it? We'll see how this works. I'm actually gonna struggle for this a little bit, I guess. We also have this little telephone call thing too, so I'm gonna do that. But for now, I'm trying to figure out why it won't let me build a road from there to there. It's clear we can drive through this, My trucks are driving through the seized area. We just can't build in the seized area. So, okay, it's fair enough. So we need $500 in each of these fields for them to start going. And I'm also going to need a warehouse to be near this. And it looks like probably another transport company too. Let's set the warehouse up kind of over here. I want to go near where the vegetables... So the vegetables will be right here. And then, so the warehouse could be right here. And then that would still include this area later on. So we'll say that the warehouse could be right here. That's going to get all these fields that are right there. And that wants $2,000. So what we'll do is we'll, again, move to the hotel. And then we're going to take, it's like three grand is what we need. But I don't want to go like too overboard because then you lose money. So we'll take, looks like, yeah, just do something like this. Take that to the warehouse and build that first. What's up, Mayor? Cesar Garcetti checks his watch. Nearly 5 minutes have elapsed since the start of the phone call, with not a sound on the other end until suddenly... Wait, you picked up the phone. You picked up the phone and sat for 5 minutes in silence, but didn't hang up. Suddenly, a clear... I would have hung up already, like a long time ago, man. A man clears his throat. My apologies. Business is an unruly child, incessantly pulling at your arms and dragging you away from what you intend to do. Uh-huh. And just what business is that, senor? Have I not even introduced myself? How unprofessional. Cesar Garcetti, I am el patron of La Bestia de Carga. La Bestia de Carga? What is that, a book club? Laughter is suppressed on the other end of the line. Oh, you thought La Fedora was the only narco organizacion this side of the border? Organizacion, interesting. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Give it time. I'm sure you'll come to see just how competitive the market is. I'm sure we can handle a little competition. So I thought this guy was my mayor. Apparently not. The professor. Okay. So he's disaffected. He's one of my enemy gangs. Okay. So quick to be at odds, but there is even ground to be found here. You see, gang leaders come in all shapes and sizes, each defined individually by their beliefs, their capabilities, their business. A gang leader will sell to you if you're running low, or buy from you if you're running a little high. They'll happily take half of what you have simply for driving through their territory, unless you can negotiate safe passage. The right words may turn them into a powerful ally, the wrong words into a fearsome enemy. For all their differences, they are unified by a question. Which will they be to you, destiny or death? Okay, yeah, sure sounds like a book club. So I think what's going to happen here... There's a village we can buy from here, too, to help with loyalty. I think what's going to happen here is we can either be friends with them and like maybe get them to join us kind of things, or we can fight them and take over their territory aggressively. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do yet because like there's a lot of gameplay left to go. But I feel like it might be... I mean, depends on my strength. I mean, I guess I have to choose how I want to do it. It might be easier to just get a whole bunch of lieutenants, right? It could be easier. Speaking of which... this guy's free, so I should probably just recruit him right now. I wasn't sure if I could do two at once, but I can. So we'll leave you here. We'll leave you over here with the money. Although you just delivered the money and this is building. So now we need to do these. I think I'm just going to take... we can bring the money to these things. It's not like you have... Like, this is not hard to do. We can actually take this. Bring this over here. Move you back to the hotel. All this is running. I think I want to go ahead and seize this this village if possible. And I don't know if we're actually bringing the dried cannabis here fast enough. I think it would be nice to have more trucks in our warehouse. I'm wondering if that research is close. Riverside storage, workshop. Where's the warehouse? Yeah, here. Enhanced network. So service radius goes up, and then we can add another truck to our fleet. Okay, so we'll probably go this route, and then we'll head another truck, and then we'll follow it up with a stockpile so that we can have more trucks here. Because right now, just having him here is what's giving us all these trucks. Otherwise, I wouldn't have this many trucks, right? This has 4 trucks right now. Normally, it would only have 2. That's the problem. The drying rack's going to work as fast as it can, but without having, you know, more product coming in, it can't really do it very well. What's going on here? Oh, there's some spotted nearby. So what's this? Enemy gang spotted nearby. Cuchilla y Cristal. Okay. Cuchilla? Is that how that is? Why are you red? Oh, are they coming to attack my... Oh, they're coming to attack my place. That's what it is. They're coming to attack me. Oh, good. Okay, then. So how much? You have $500 here. Let's go ahead and take the 500. Yep, 500 right here and deliver it there. Good. Now these both can build. Now I want you to move this way. We have to defend this building. You, move over here. Let's defend this building. If you need additional help, Capo's right there. Look at him go. Look at him come in. This is nuts. Yeah, we're gonna need help here. I'm gonna move right here. So they're coming fast. We have our people here to help defend. Here they come. And now they're just like, wait, nah, I'm not attacking them anymore. They're too strong. I guess. They didn't really put up a fight. I guess we had more than enough to defend ourselves, so that's fine. But it seems like anyway. They left, so that's good. Okay, I'd never done the gang fights and stuff before, so that's new. New to me anyway. Let's move over to this farm. It's having a hard time getting the supply out of here. I'd like to deliver all of this over here. Bring it to the drying rack. Get it over here so it can work. Yeah, I could just have you do that, like forever, I suppose. And then all the trucks to the warehouse can focus on this one. That would be one way to deal with it, I guess. Now all of these are working, but they require dirty money for upkeep. So what we can do then again is go in and do this. And we can also have the warehouse all managed by legal money. That is, of course, more expensive, but we can do it. And now these things will grow opium, and the 2 trucks that are here will go ahead and grab it. We need another transport company. Another transport company, and I think we can probably place it right here. I want to place it in the way of the fields. I don't want to place it on top of where vegetables should grow, so not here. So I think I'll put it back here. I can't put it in here because this territory is seized. Although if it can go right here, that'd be sweet. But I can't build here anyway. See this red? Yeah, the red. That's why I can't build the road. Because this area here, it must be too steep or something to build a road there. So I guess what I could do, if it lets me build a road back in here, I wonder if it will. Can I get a road? Come right back. It just seems like it's too far away though. Yeah, it doesn't. I don't think that's a good idea. Let's delete that road. We'll put the transport company right here. It's fine. If we want to expand fields, we can. Right, like that. Okay, this requires $4,000. We can do that. Let's have you deliver $4 grand to this building, and we can do that with a road that goes like so. I'll also do a direct connection because it's faster. Okay. You couldn't do it before. It was like, no, I can't do that, man. There's no road. Okay, try this then. Nope. I need $4 grand. I wish I could type. Just let me type like 400, but I guess not. It's fine. This is good enough. All right, good. What's this? He's calling me. Uh-oh. Hey, Capo. I believe I know of a secret weapon that could help us get an edge on our enemies. Okay. I knew I hired you for a reason. Hermano, tell me. All right, so the secret lies in, well, andale. Research and development. Oh god damn it. All right, I know this already. We're gonna do that. We're gonna be researching, and that's great. So it says it's the key ingredient to economic growth, providing innovation, invention, and progress, powerful knowledge and insights, as well as improvements to existing processes. By identifying where efficiency can be increased and costs reduced, we can focus on developing new products and services to allow the cartel to survive and thrive in competitive markets. The future is now. Well, best I can do is 3 weeks, 2 weeks, or future is when I say it is. So let's see. There's actually different outcomes here. So if I say 3 weeks, begins the quest, research and development, research and build a new tier for any building within 21 days. Yikes. 2 weeks, we can do it in 14 days, or we can do it whenever I want. And it says that the allegiance will decrease a small amount for all lieutenants. So I can go do 3 weeks. Give me more time. Future is in 3 weeks away. Okay, so we want a new tier of building 3 weeks from now. New research and new building within 21 days. All right, so that's this. Research new building, and then research a new building. I guess that's the same task, but it's giving me a time limit. So, well, I mean, I could research the workshop. That's a new building. I could also do a plantation, but I don't believe the plantation can do cannabis. It needs to be level 2 in order to do that, so I won't be able to. Crop yield is a thing. I could also go in for residence. That is technically a new building. And it gives me trucks. The hotel doesn't have trucks, which is kind of what I need right now, I think. So why don't we look into that? Seaport, done. Air checkpoint, additional terminals. I'm looking for aerodrome, but I don't see it. We can get additional terminal here. Max selling slots increase. Storage can go up. I need a new building, though, to make this guy happy. So I guess what we'll do is I'm going to go with residence because I think I can use that faster. So we'll research that. It's a few days away. Okay. So what I'm hoping happens here, right, is that we will have opium being directly delivered to the pier. This will get sent out, right? And then all that stuff is then going to be pumped into the taxi company right here, which is now washing our money for us, okay? So what we have now is, I think if I add a new connection and make this the connection, will the hotels, yeah, the hotels will go out. So the hotel does kind of serve as a residence. I guess we don't really need one then. I mean, it's a new building. I had to research it anyway for the quest, but it looks like the hotel can handle this. It has trucks, 3 transport trucks here. Okay. I got to relearn this game, guys. It's been so long since I played this, but so this is our start. This is what we're doing here. I think this is a pretty decent start. We have a pretty good base on what we're doing here. I want to see about maybe getting one of my guys to be over here at all times. One of my guys should be over here. And then I still think I need you here because the most trucks. I want to be able to make sure that drying rack is constantly being worked. It takes a while. It takes a lot more than this. Maybe I can get research in to increase my yields on this. Crop yield 1. Seems like it could be a good thing, but this only affects opium output, vegetables, and coffee. I can't do farm yield 2 unless I get into tier 2 research. And that's where workshop 2 starts, aerodrome 2, farm 2 is here. So once I unlock tier 2, then I can go there. In order to unlock tier 2, I guess I need workshop. So I should have went for workshop instead of residence, I guess. Making mistakes early, that's what I'm all about. If you're gonna make those mistakes, make them early. Okay, I'm gonna leave this here. We have ourselves a nice little start. We're gonna start outputting the cargo. So we're gonna say logistics, connection, go. And you know, we're gonna start having transport company. Oh, I need you there. There we go. We're gonna start having our money washed, and all these buildings and stuff are gonna be managed by legal money for now because it's easier to transport that stuff. Residence just got researched, which I believe should be quest. It should be done, right? Yep, there it is. Build the new research building. Ah, okay, residence 1. Yeah, I mean, I don't really need, like I said, I don't need the workshop yet. I can directly export through that pier for a while. So, I mean, even though the workshop would be a good thing to research because it moves me to tier 2, and it should have been what I did. Admittedly, it should have been what I did. Doing this here actually unlocks the ability to go for the aerodrome for me, which is a very expensive building to build. But it gives me an extra smuggling point. So if I am oversaturated, I guess, if I'm pushing too much through the pier and it can't handle what I'm doing, I'll need another smuggling point. And a really cheap way of doing that is to build an airport of your own, which might fit here. I don't know. It's pretty uneven terrain. Might actually work better here in this flat area. And then I can fly planes out of here whenever I want, and that's good too. Man, this thing just fills up super quick, doesn't it? All right, I'm gonna need somebody over here. So you are gonna move over here. That single field, something's going on with it where I cannot get the resources brought out of it fast enough. I'm wondering if it's just like, is the road too long? Would you rather go through this road? I'm confused. It's not this field. This field's fine. This one here, it just fills up constantly. So I'm gonna have you deliver infinite cannabis to that drying rack on an ongoing basis. You're just gonna stay here and do that so I can handle that capacity. And then taxi company is up and running, and it is smuggling money, which is great. So basically what will happen here is that we will bring money to the hotel, and that gets immediately distributed to all of our smuggling points in the city. So we don't have to have our capos, our lieutenants, I guess. We don't have to have lieutenants, which there's another one available now, moving money to our smuggling points. The hotel will take care of that for us. So if we start getting too much money for it to handle and it's not smuggling fast enough, then we need to look at adding another smuggling point, which personally, I like the casino a lot. The thing I like about the casino is that it can handle more, a lot more, and it also has a loyalty action attached to it, which can raise loyalty a lot by a high amount. So I really do like that. The bank can launder the most cash, I believe, unless it's like a stadium now, but I believe the bank can launder the most cash of all the options, but it doesn't have that loyalty event. The jewelry store is pretty cool too. Anyway, I like casino because of that loyalty event, and I might consider building that, but we don't need it yet. The hotel is doing what it's doing, and honestly, the taxi company appears to be doing what it's doing as well. But if I start noticing this money go up into like, $55,000-$60,000 of dirty money, then I know that I have to do something about that. It would be kind of cool to get this area not to be seized anymore, so I have this available to me. I built these buildings just outside of range of this because I don't want this to be going and getting stuff from there. And so this is gonna basically get its radius increased anyway, though, so it probably will have that. But in any case, this is our start. What do you think so far? Cartel Tycoon. Let me know down in the comments what you would be doing differently. Let me know what I should do differently. And also let me know how you like the game. I'm going to record about 3 episodes before I start publishing this. So I'm not going to be super far ahead of you guys, but I need to leave for a 3-day vacation. There's a 3-day event thing that I'm doing way away from home this weekend. So like I want to publish videos, but I'm not going to be home. So I need to publish them. I need to record them in advance. Hope that makes sense. Last thing, and then we're going. As lugartenientes. God, I wish I remembered Spanish. It's been so long. We are always on the lookout for some potential enemy buildings that we can strip for assets. We found a suitable building, but the money inside was taken from the nearby pueblos indigenous. Oh, I get it. So we need to like help the indigenous population and they'll like us more. We could take the building and keep the money, or we could return it to them in return for their loyalty. Loyalty will increase to medium. I like this, though. We could keep the money. I don't think we need it. I think we're going to be good without it. But we received $21,000 in dirty money. That's really good cash, though. If we take the $21,000 in dirty money, we could use that to buy a casino and then do the events in the casino to get the loyalty up on an ongoing basis. I kind of like that better. It's a little bit of a shift, right? Like this can get us their casino right away and allow us to launder money more and also allow us to do that loyalty event. That might be a better call. I think it probably is. Let's keep it. We're gonna do this. It's all stolen from them anyway. The trees we cut down, the land we dig through. So why stop now when all I will achieve is good for night's sleep for myself? That's good. So we got it. So $64,000, and I'm not sure where it is. Where is it being stored, I wonder? Oh my God, it's here. Oh, that's terrible. Why did you put this? You put it in the farm. Okay, take the dirty money to the town. Take it to the hotel. All right. And actually what we should do right now, right, is build that casino. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to build it with the dirty money. So $21,000. If I build it with the legal money, I can just wash it, right? That's probably better to do anyway. Let's get that casino started. We're going to be really short on legal money for a bit there, though. Yeah, that's really, really short on legal money. Effectively, by taking this, this is a $21,000 discount. But that makes the casino almost free if I do it with legal money and then just use the casino to wash it. I'm going to do that. That's really risky because it's 5 days and we're really low on legal money now. But we're going to have to hold our own. Take that money away. Okay, we stole the money. That's their decision. Guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you guys will like the video, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.